Fall Guys is a phenomenon of the gaming world. It's a game that shouldn't work, but it did. But how? It was a very simple game. It didn't have anything flashy going for it, and the game mechanics were extremely simple. Everything was saying no to it succeeding, yet it did. Well, today I'm looking at why it succeeded and why it became such a big worldwide game. If you guys have any thoughts of your own, please let me know in the comments, as I would love to hear what you guys have to say on this topic. Whether you agree, disagree with it, let me know. And if you enjoy this video, consider subscribing, liking, and joining the Discord, which is linked below. Okay, let's get on with the video. Fall Guys is a very simple game. Down to its core mechanics, everything about it is simple. Simple characters, simple maps, simple goals, everything that is about it is simple. However, in this case, being simple isn't a bad thing for it. When it came out, which was peak 2020 during COVID, when everyone was inside, locked in their houses with nothing to do, so the likes of easy to play party games took over the industry in a way that has never been heard of before. I mean, just look at Among Us. It did what Fall Guys did, and then when Fall Guys came out, it overtook Among Us in popularity. Both of these games are easy to understand with simple game mechanics that make them fun. Sure, games that are big nowadays are great, with good stories, combat mechanics, anything that they have is just top notch, and it just makes it a great game. But the thing that Fall Guys did was, it was simple. Anyone could pick it up and play and understand how the game worked in a small amount of time. You didn't need to be good at gaming to be good at Fall Guys. You didn't need to have played games your entire life to understand what was happening. You could just pick up this game and have fun trying to win it. It was very easy to understand what you were meant to be doing as well. After each time a map was chosen, you would have to do something to advance to the next round. Each map had a different thing that you had to do, which made it so that not two games were the same. This helped in keeping the game fresh, whereas in Among Us, where you do the same thing every single game, with Fall Guys there was no guarantee with what you were going to be doing. You couldn't predict what you had to do until the map came up. I mean, you had races, football, elimination style game modes. The premise of these games is what made them great as well. With them telling you what to do to advance into the next round, you could easily pick up and give it a go. With each round having less and less players until one remained, it was every man for itself, and that brought out a very competitive side. Sometimes you could be out first simply because you got outplayed, or sometimes you could be out because you got unlucky. It kept you on your toes and it kept it interesting. Another thing Fall Guys did that was great was constantly updating the game with new cosmetics, new maps, and new ways to play. I think that if they didn't do this, they wouldn't have lasted as long as they did have. However, this was all too good to be true. Because although it was easy to play and understand, that is what made its downfall. With a simplistic game design, it could only keep people interested for so long before the game got boring. Even though they introduced new game modes, new maps, new ways to play the game, they just didn't hit the same. The initial praise of the game was over, and it has now entered the slow descent that most party games do. It took the same nosedives that Among Us did when it first came out. Nosedive shot up, Among Us shot up in popularity, and then as soon as people started finding the game just that little bit boring, it shot down in popularity immediately, to the point where barely anybody plays it nowadays. And that's what happened to Fall Guys. This isn't just a Fall Guys issue though. Like I've said in previous video, party games are great to log on to just for a bit of fun, but they aren't going to become your main game, or at least they very rarely will. With their simplistic nature, it makes the games easy to understand, but it also makes them easy to get boring after a while. Unlike a story game where you have constant missions and constant things that you need to be doing to level up your character, Fall Guys is just the same repetitive cycle over and over again. Whereas something like Fortnite, GTA, or Minecraft, there's loads of things that you can do. You can only play the same Rhino escape so many times before you get bored of it. You can only play the same hexagonal jump thing before you get bored of it. And with no way to switch up the game, you're just going to eventually get bored of all the game modes. So that leaves us with the modern version of Fall Guys. Whilst it's still a good game and I don't see it being out of players anytime soon, it's safe to say that it is out of its peak and will never reach that peak again. It's sad, but that's just the nature of party games. They bring us back to how gaming can be fun when simple. But because they are so simple, they lack any type of depth of the gameplay, and they become mundane over time. If you guys agree or disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I hope you did enjoy it. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.